put my heart on my lips. I gave it all I could give. I made it hot at the crib. I kept it fire at the crib.
Before it was like you'd be all spongy, you'd start bouncing a little bit. What's up guys, I'm Freddy. This is my RSX Type S. You might have seen me in a past video. That was me, yes, this is my car. Not my proudest moment. I'm safe, everything's good. That happened because I noticed I had too much body roll and I accidentally slipped off. So because of that, we got some coilovers to put on today. Alright, so these are the coilovers. I went with BC Racing, a little over a K, no control arms necessary. Let's put them on. Alright, so before I jack up the car, we want to loosen up the lugs, and then we jack up the car, then the wheels come off. Alright, so here's what I'm using. I'm using a 22 mil, a 10 mil, a 19 mil, an extension, a 12 millimeter, and a 14 millimeter, and obviously our ratchet. So yeah, let's get this going. So we're gonna have to start off by taking off this little pin right here. It was a little hard, so I did it off camera. So once it's off, then you can hit this nut right there. That nut is 19 mil. So pretty much just start loosening it up. Alright, so next we're going to be taking off the brake line. I have a 10 mil back here, and then there's a 12 right here. That's a little hard to see. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. So we got this 12 mil, we got that 10 mil. That's to take off the brake line. So that's what I'm doing next. So let's get this shit. 10 mil out, time to get the 12 mil. Boom. And that is off. Alright, so next we're gonna have to take off these bolts, nuts, bolts. Technically one, it's a long one, and then a nut on this side. So for that, we're gonna have to be using 22 mil for the nut on this side. On this side, on the bolt, it's gonna be a 19 millimeter. So I got that set up, and now we just loosen it up. Alright, should be quite simple from here. So you have it loosened, just simply
Yo mama,
come right out. Just so you don't lose it, quick tip, just put it slightly back on there. And there is another one down here. It's the same thing. It's gonna be a 22 mil, a 19 mil. So let's get that one out too. I'm just gonna continue to take this one off. Finish taking this off. I got it loose. See how it's drooping down a little bit. Should be able to take it off by hand. Carefully pull it out, and we're good to go. Fall off, it's hanging. We are gonna have to hammer this up from the strut tower bar, so make sure you get this one out. From up here, we're gonna have to take these off. Those are 14 mil, so try to use a deep socket. It will give you best results. But yeah, first gotta hammer this out, and I'll be right back. First, you want to loosen all three of them up, and then you take them off, and it should just drop right in. And it's down. All right, now we just take it off from the bottom. Now we're down here. And with that, comes out. Let's get the new ones in. And look at the difference. Big old wonky grandma suspension. Some nice BC Racing coilovers. It's gonna go back in the same way it came out. I'm gonna start off by shoving it up through here. Look at how much more room we have. This is from the last one. Look how much more room we have from the last one. Oh, look at this. This is still not even all the way up. Look, if I shove it up, I got all that room to play with. So now if we come up here, just gotta simply align it. Stop the video. Beep. Alright, so now once we got it in, so now it should hold. See how this is unaligned, so we obviously got a coil. We gotta loosen this one up, turn it so it lines up with this. It's gotta go up. Moves up and down. This has to align right here so we can shove it through. Let's get this shit. To lift this up, to use a jack, you can use it as your support. You just want to lift it up until you can align it, because technically we got the top already. So pretty much perfectly aligned, and we can shove them in. And with that, they're in. I could adjust the dampening right here. You can go softer or harder. It has different clicks. I do have them preset. I'll bring you guys back, and we're gonna do the rear, because we're not just gonna do two, we're gonna do all four. That way this boy's not sitting that high up. Let's get this shit going. Finally got the two front done. It's a little lower, like I said, lower, not slammed. 2 fingers good, at least my fingers. Now I just gotta do the rear. You can tell a big difference. We're gonna start with the rear now. Alright, so the rear, it's this velcroed up. So pretty much right here. I had this trim piece. There's a clip right there. I pre-took it off to see how this would work. So you pretty much pull that back. You can grab this one. The slim piece slides out. You need to take these braces off. Also, this brace and then this little brace right here, you can barely see it. The shocks are in the back. The bolts back there. So quite simple. You simply pull this back and you can access the coilovers in there. That's pretty much it. Then there's just the 2 bolts that you need and you're good. So for the outside, it's pretty much, there's one connection. It's the lower end link. So if you look down there, I already sort of loosened it up, but it's literally just that right there. It's a 17 millimeter. You just loosen it and it slips right out, and you can just pretty much drop it once you loosen up the bolts that are on top. Let's get to it. All right, so I finally got this out. It was the one down there, the 17 mil, but since this was falling, I had to use these pliers to like basically lift it up a little bit, but I finally got it out. And now it should just come out. And that's how it's done. Alright, so once it's out, you just gotta grab the new one. You wanna stick the end in first. And then you just shove it up. You make sure it aligns up with the hold. Boom, and it's in. Now you're just gonna have someone hold it for you while you put the top bolts. And then once they're on, let it go and hold by itself. And then you just connect the rear end link. So I got the top connected finally. Now we just gotta slip this in there. Obviously this hangs lower, so to raise it up, just make sure it's on good, and then you can lift it up, and then once it's up, slip this bitch in. Alright, and with that, coilovers in, I'm ready to just put my tires back on, and we drop this bitch back, and we're ready. Alright, so it's the next day. I finished up late last night. It was already getting dark, couldn't record. So I did lower it a little bit, like I said, lowered, not slammed. So it's just slightly lower, it's not sitting up stupid high. I'm still gonna later buy bigger wheels. Let's go for a test ride, guys. Alright, so we're in the car now. And she's on. Alright, so we're finally ready for the test drive. I'm about to hit a little dip right here. Alright, so we're finally on the street. About to take it. Turn test. So much less body roll, holy shit. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Before, if I swerve side to side like this, my body would be completely just swerving side to side. Now takes it like a champ. Holy shit. Guys, 10 out of 10 fucking recommend. BC Racing coilover, worth it, 100%. Dude, I do gotta drive like, I'm a little lowered now, so I have to drive a little more careful. Body roll so much better. Brake test. Oh my god, so much more responsive on the brakes. They don't jerk us forward at that much. When turning, it's so much better. You do feel bumps a lot more, but other than that, I love it. Because either way, the bumps, it's like a hard bump and then you just stay there. Before it was like, you'd be all spongy, you'd start bouncing a little bit. Handling is just amazing. I can't stress this enough. I love these things. Make this turn and then I'm a full send. So I decided to set it on this street. This is a naturally bumpy street and you do feel the bumps a lot more, but also when I full send it, it doesn't, like, you don't get that lag, that jerk back when you send it. It just automatically it's responsive 100%. Like the body is just connected with the tires and it doesn't jerk back. You don't feel that push back or anything. It feels absolutely amazing. Coilovers, baby. 10 out of 10 recommend.
put my heart on my lips. I gave it all I could give. I made it hot at the crib.